this is the one. It's gotta be. I've spent ages fine-tuning the design of the transporter. Too big. Too small. Too pink. Too much. But this time I think I've nailed it. And it's about time because I have a lot of cargo ready to go. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Today I want to make a start with the on-water base I announced a while ago, and that means I've got to get all that stuff down there out to sea. Now normally the cargo elevator should bring the whole lot up so the cargo is level with the transporter and easy to attach, but without the necessary light technology, you can see I'm still using the old rods, that elevator is not moving up or down anytime soon. So for the time being, I'll make do with an extra long cable. I think this should work. Oh, I've yet to install the joysticks, I forgot about that. But don't be alarmed, it will only take a moment. There, and that one as well. Initializing. Okay, done. Once it's moving, the transporter will show up on the console as a big white dot, and then I'll make it go this way until it reaches its destination somewhere over there. But maybe I should show you on the big map. So this is where we are, and then I'll have the transporter follow along the coast, turn off at this river, lake, not too sure what it is, and then follow along this coastline. That there is Spark, but we'll move further south until eventually the transporter reaches this area where two ocean currents meet. It's a long way out, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the ideal location. Because it's on the border between two oceans, I'll have easy access to two widely different biomes, a coral reef over here and a lukewarm ocean on the other side. It's close to Mortimer's hometown, which is also a benefit, and it's right on the doorstep of this thing. The locals call it an ocean monument, and as far as I understand, it holds the key to helping the villagers at Idiot Village. I don't want to go into too much detail here, but as I explained in my previous mission report, they've had some sort of landslide and want me to investigate the underwater caves that have opened up under their village. Are you ready? I never actually did a test flight, but it's too late for that now. And what could possibly go wrong, right? Here we go. Gently push forward. What? Why is the screen? No, up we go. Hover. Which button? How do I make it hover? Okay. Oh no. I hope it's not too bad. I don't know what happened there. All of a sudden the screens went blank, so I turned my head to check up on the transporter, and I must have accidentally touched the joysticks or something, because next thing there was this loud bang, the cargo box hitting the wall. Of course I remained perfectly calm and collected, and well, the damage to the wall is quite extensive. I worked throughout the night to apply temporary fixes. Meanwhile, the transporter has been idling up there. Thankfully, neither the transporter nor the cargo got damaged, so I guess I was lucky there. The weird thing though is that all the screens in the base went offline. So not just the console, but also these screens here, as well as my personal drone. You know, the one I use for third-person shots like this one? I reviewed all of yesterday's footage, and at some point the picture just goes blank. But all the systems are online again and the screen's working, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's get this thing going. Oh, I'd hoped to show you some nice mid-air footage, but it seems the cargo is blocking most of the view. And I can't rotate the camera either. Okay, nothing I can do about that. I need to stay here to steer the transporter. But you can sort of follow along, no? Just maybe squint or only look at the sides of the screen. We're passing the ocean monument, so we're very, very close. I'm gonna start descending. Oh, there it is. Do you see it? That little speck to the left? That's where we need to be. So I'm gonna turn. That thing in the water is some sort of magnetic beacon. That's the best way to describe it. I just need to drop off the cargo somewhere in the vicinity, and then the beacon will pull it to the right location, so the on-water base ends up exactly where I want it to be. I think, yeah, this should be a good spot. Everything's looking okay. Ouch. Build quality is not what it used to be, but no worries, the transporter is designed to withstand this kind of mishaps. Now I need to install the bell. Ring it once. No, I have to ring it twice. And cargo box 1 is in place. Now I'm hoping once the hook retracts I can give you a better view. Yes, I can rotate the camera. Okay, so, well, there isn't much to see here at the moment, apart from the box. But what's gonna happen is that the cargo box is gonna unfold itself. The top and sides are going to fold open, and then the first part of the on-water base will eventually emerge. Unfortunately, this first unfolding step takes a really long time, so I'm going to call back the transporter and have it deliver the second box. Afterwards, there's 3 more boxes to follow, but I didn't have the space, so some of the stuff is in the boats, and the rest I still need to collect. I have a visitor. Okay, let's call the transporter home and go to bed. As you can imagine, this is gonna be a lengthy process, but it sure beats boating to the location and back all the time. I could have dropped it off a little closer to the first cargo box, which, as you can see, has finally unfolded itself. It only took 24 hours, which honestly is better than I'd hoped for, but obviously much longer than I would have liked. I'm gonna leave the transporter here for now, because if I'm right, cargo box 1 is about to enter stage 2, which is when the base part inflates itself, and that's quite fun to watch. The last bits are inflating themselves, and I think it's done. Nice. Let's give it a good look. It's a very simple structure, really. Cross-shaped with not too much going on, but it builds itself, and that's an advantage not to be scoffed at. The metal bits you see sticking out of the sides, that's where the other base parts are going to attach. So the 4 white thingies in the front here, that's where cargo box 2 should go, once it starts going. Well, I'm glad I left the transporter out there for the night, because the second cargo box has repositioned and unfolded itself. There's not going to be a second stage here. This base part will not inflate. It's meant for docking boats and working outside, so the rest of the setup, like connecting the bamboo roof to the first base part, that stuff I'll have to do manually. But before I head out there, as previously mentioned, there's 3 more cargo boxes or base parts I need to take care of, for which I still have a lot of material gathering to do. While I'm busy with that, here's some footage of an earlier expedition. Minus 2,764, 196. I'm getting close. But so far nothing out of the ordinary. Perhaps I should go on land. The lodestone came with the yellow container that crashed close to my base a while ago. At the time I didn't realize it had numbers engraved in it. I'm going on the assumption those numbers are coordinates, and that they'll lead me to something worthwhile. Well, the chickens are different. I haven't seen those before, but I'm hoping that's not it. Hang on, what's that in the distance? Okay, this place gives me the creeps. Weird noises, weird plants, and now it has started to rain. I've taken refuge up on the trees. I may be getting wet, but I feel a lot safer up here. The only reason I haven't left yet is because I'm waiting for that batch of flowers to bloom. Llama Dude sold me a sample a while ago, and that flower only opens at night. I'm wondering if these are the same. They're blooming. What a unique and beautiful sight. It was definitely worth the wait. But now to get out of this place without getting shot by skeletons. There's something down there. I could have sworn I saw something. There. Oh dear, it's seen me. I'm so out of here. Now where did it go? I shouldn't have stayed. I swear this thing's following me. Oh. Well, I'm normally against this type of thing, but... clearly this isn't working. Ouch. This is bad. The skeletons and whatever that thing is, they're in cahoots. Going down there is no longer an option, but maybe a nap will do? Great. Must be the chicken. And the thing keeps following me. I can hear it. What was that? Right, I'm leaving. After that horrible experience, the expedition luckily took a happier turn. I spotted my first 2 pandas, looted a jungle temple, discovered a shipwreck, dug up a buried treasure, and excavated a desert temple. I wasn't recording all of it, but my inventory speaks for itself. I'll show you just now, after I've passed the idiot village. I don't want the inhabitants to think I'm having fun while they're living in fear. Here, look at all this stuff. But to be honest, it's the lessons we learn and the knowledge we gain along the way that are an expedition's true treasure. In this case, that would have to be never stop to smell the flowers. Oh, how very sweet. The villagers have decorated for Halloween, and it's not even part of their traditions. I guess I told them way too many pumpkin stories. But I'm glad I didn't tell them about Halloween's scarier side. I've experienced enough horror for a while. There it is. I finished it. In as far as a base is ever truly finished, of course. Welcome to the unwater base. I docked here, but actually that there is the proper unloading area. This is the outdoor working spot. The rail line is for when eventually I go underwater mining, but it still requires some work. And then here, this is the first crossroads with a nice fire in the middle to warm up the place. At night it can get really cold out here, so the fire is permanently on. The carpet is meant to represent a fish. It was designed by one of the villagers I'll introduce you to a little later on. As for the grey block, it's the magnetic beacon that pulled the cargo boxes in place. I should have replaced it with proper flooring after all the pieces of the base got inflated, but I decided to leave it in. It's a nice reminder of how this base came to be. This here is the unloading area already mentioned, which is why I put the most important workstations close by. Just a moment, I forgot to put the clocks in the cargo boxes, which meant boating all the way to the zebra base and back. The first corridor is full of empty storage for the moment. And then here, this part I had to rework quite a bit. I knew from the start I wanted a furnace and lava farm out here, but high temperatures and an inflated structure don't go well together. So I had to reinforce the floor, strengthen the roof, and then I installed these emergency sliding doors. If there is a fire, they'll close automatically, protecting the rest of the base. There's easy access to water to put out any fires, and if things get really bad, this corner of the base can break away from the rest along these lines. I would hate for it to happen. It would completely destroy the base's power supply up there on the roof, but better that than losing the entire base, I guess. This door on the right leads to a small outdoor area for a quick dive into the water or a climb onto the roof. This here is the base power supply. That's the weather station, the radio antenna, and the power lines. For drinkable water, the base relies on 2 water filtration stations. The outdoor area has a second entrance exit that brings you back to the first crossroads. And this time I'm going through the gates. This is the area the villagers have access to. I've employed one fisherwoman, Kani, who stays here, but I see she's not in. Ah, she likes to read. Oh, okay, I didn't read any of it, promise. She's got a lovely outdoor seating area and a wonderful view of Mortimer's village. That's where I recruited both Kani and Xung. This is Kani's work area. I gave her my best fishing rod, and she's already caught 3 exceptional specimens. The other day I also found a puffer fish in here. I had to risk my life to remove it from the tank, so I've put up posters everywhere. This is one of the water collection systems. Unfortunately it popped the leak as I installed it. The result is a lot of discoloration and this weird vegetation overtaking the base. Not sure I should still be drinking the water, but so far Kanye and Xung have reported no side effects. And then here I've put up some maps of the base. It's a temporary display. Once I know better what and where to farm, I imagine this will change. Speaking of the villagers, that there is Kani and this is Xung. Xank is in charge of the weather station. Being out here at sea, it's important to keep track of any storms that may be coming this way, so that's his job. There's a bit of a seating area, and then here, that's Xank's room. He didn't want any furniture on his terrace. I also have to further invest in proper diving gear, because for now, this here is the best I've got. The last corridor is dedicated to corals and coral fans. That's one thing I already know for certain I'll be farming here. For the moment though, the chests are empty. I've heard rumors a technology exists that will convert coral fans into coral blocks. I may want to invest in that, if I can get my hands on it, as I don't want to destroy the ocean floor. Last but not least, this is the anchor that keeps the base in place. Structures like these are normally deployed on a river or in a swamp where an anchor is not needed, but being out here at sea, I just can't risk it. In my next mission report, I intend to tackle the ocean monument over there. And specifically after the blocks used for its construction. You see, if you surround this thing with 8 nautilus shells in a crafting table, you get what is called a conduit. And if you surround that with 30 or so of these funny blocks, not like this, you'd have to do it out in the real world where you need it, but then you unleash some sort of underwater breathing technology. The 6 blocks I got came from an underwater ruin, but despite searching high and low, I haven't found any more. So I'll have to get them over there. And it's not gonna be easy. The building is guarded by these spiky fish, who always seem to know when I'm spying on them. Anyway, this is Robin on the Zebra mission, over and out.